Have you ever wondered what it's really like to sail to other countries? To dive amazing locations and explore the world on a yacht? Then come with us. This rain is unbelievable.
At least 3 people have died.
A state of emergency has been declared.
ニュージーランド最大の都市
It's not over yet.
This is downtown Auckland, just a short walk from where our boat is. 4 people have been killed, the emergency services are completely overrun, and cars are just being abandoned where they stop. Even the international airport's been flooded. Heading out of Auckland, things are even worse. And a number of houses have been red stickered, meaning people can never go back to live there. Luckily, we float. Time to get out of the boat and have a look around Auckland.
That is the volcanic crater, or at least one of them. Pretty big. One of Auckland's 17 volcanoes.
See Auckland just over there. According to the volcanic display at the museum, they are overdue for the volcano to explode here in Auckland, for which the entire city is built on. And there's a 15 to 60% chance it goes up. Given the fact that accommodation and housing is really expensive here, I don't know if I'd want to take that risk.
Each of these sculptures and the interiors inside the sculptures, 1 and 2, are based on actual Auckland buildings demolished in the 1980s. Vic, Sculpture 1, was based on the building that stood at 48 Victoria Street, Auckland, between the 1880s and 1985.
Cyclone Gabrielle is edging closer to New Zealand.
Okay, New Zealand. So you might recall I said I think we're making a terrible mistake when we came here. So we've had some floods, and now we've got a cyclone, and we came to New Zealand to avoid the cyclone season. So I think we've had enough.
Stated to be one of the most serious storms of the century.
I've just run a predict wind forecast, just like we do when we're leaving for a passage. And it looks like we could be seeing 40 knots here in the marina, maybe with gusts as high as 50. Well, we're basically waiting for this cyclone to hit Auckland, which is going to hit, the edge of it will start today, and then it will move into Monday. Today's Sunday. Got the heater on in here, batteries fully charged. We've done the doubling up of all our lines. We've removed our clears from outside. Lily's nicely secured with her bum down so the water can drain out. And we've basically got, we think, probably 2 days where it will get up to 40 to 50 knots is predicted. I don't think we'll get quite that high. And we're pretty safe in here. Probably the only risk to our boat is one of the little boats out there if they break their pretty small lines and then come and smack into us. But we're safely here in Westhaven Marina in Auckland. We've seen a number of other boats come in the lead up to this. And so we're just going to be, once again, locked in the cabin for a couple of days. We've brought inside loose objects. I know that looks like a disaster zone that's there, but you know, our SOS sling, we brought that in. Obviously a life ring. That's the clears that I just mentioned. We've brought in our shade cloth. Essentially everything that was loose has been brought inside. Just going to go outside and see how this wind is going here in the marina, because it seems to be blowing its guts out. Well, I guess it's the start of the cyclone sort of getting here. 30 knots in here in a marina. Haven't been stuck inside all day. Just eager to get out, even just to stretch my legs for about 30 seconds. But I thought I'd come and have a look here at low tide and see what the sea state looked like. Certainly still pretty windy. It's to be expected, I guess. checking to Tony, who works at the marina here, and he said government's already closed the bridge. So if anyone wants to get across the bay, it's an hour's journey to do what it is otherwise just a couple of minutes. But they're obviously expecting it to get a lot worse than it already is. Some of the ferries are still running, which I think is remarkable. But it's getting pretty bloody cold out here. It's about 19 degrees, which is what you want in the middle of summer. But with the wind, it's cold, so you can go back to the boat. Well, we're almost 2 days into this cyclone now, and it's currently almost 10 o'clock on Monday night. The eye's now gone over us, and so now we're starting to cop it from a different direction. So we might see 40 to 50 knots tonight and tomorrow in the marina here, and then it should sort of move on and die out. Who would have thought you'd get a cyclone this far south? It's just ridiculous, but nevertheless, this has really been, I guess, the end of our drenching that we've had for the last, well, not just summer, but basically the last 12 months. With the calm of the eye having moved over us, then we started getting wind from the other direction. Well, the worst of the cyclone's gone over us now. We've actually got this tiny bit of sunshine poking through. Didn't get above about 40, 45 knots here in the marina. So all in all, I think we're pretty fortunate. There's probably been flooding around Auckland again, I would guess, with the amount of rain. I think the last few days we've had South Australia's annual rainfall. But look, it's good, nothing's broken, we're safe. As the cyclone moved away, the true level of destruction became evident. The floodwaters subsided, leaving a significant repair bill, which is estimated to run into the billions. To help this beautiful country get back on its feet again, we've donated to the Red Cross New Zealand Disaster Fund. You too can help at redcross.org.nz.
We have been in New Zealand for almost 2 months now to come down for a southern summer. And to say it's been not what we expected is probably an understatement. We've had 2 cyclones, one serious one just finished, a lot of flooding, cold weather, more rain than we could possibly have expected. And so we've decided to get Jack of the boat, leave it in Auckland. It can enjoy the rain there all by itself. And so we're doing the bottom of the North Island by car. Thank you, Humphrey. And then ferry to South Island, where we're going to spend a couple of weeks exploring the South Island.
First stop, we're off to Rotorua, home to Hell's Gate Geothermal Reserve, with boiling hot pools and erupting waters.
So all the thermal activity here at Hell's Gate is all naturally occurring, pretty much because Rotorua is built on a semi-active volcano. It's bubbling. This is the Devil's Bath, 45 degrees. These are ink pots, so these are 95 degrees in temperature. The black colour is caused by the sulphides and suspended carbon.
You can certainly smell sulphur in the air, that's for sure.
Listen, over there. You can hear it bubbling up. So the whole area was called Hell's Gate by George Bernard Shaw when he came to visit, because he figured this was actually the gateway to hell. And apparently the Maori liked the name so much they let it stay. So this is called the bushwalk part of it, but if you have a look behind you, the trees have got like an orange dust or something on them. This is the Kakahi Falls. They are the largest hot waterfalls in the Southern Hemisphere, 40 degrees.
This doesn't feel like the most stable place, or certainly the safest place to be walking around.
This is the steaming cliffs, 120 degrees, hottest pool in the reserve. Looks hot. So the Maoris used to cook food in here, because although it's black, it doesn't taint the food apparently.
We departed Hell's Gate in Rotorua and headed to Lake Taupo, a little over an hour away.
These are the Hucker Falls.
Over 30 rivers and streams pour into Lake Taupo, which has a footprint bigger than Singapore. The whole lake empties through the Hooker Falls into the Waikato River. A little further upstream, the river is 100 metres wide and 4 metres deep until it's pinched into a 20 metre wide, 10 metre deep, dropping 11 metres in total. Since 1980, 5 people have died going over the falls. A little under 3 hours later, we were in the township of Bulls.
We're in Bulls. Cool town, funky name. And they're really playing on it.
Rubbish bins are responsible. The cafe is delectable. The magazine and papers are readable. Wi-Fi is connectable. It can be both enjoyable and memorable. Food is both palatable and grillable. Toilets are relievable. The water station is rehydratable. There's a gift shop, waterloadable. The town hall is, of course, sociable. Street signs show the information centre, which is informable. Police has a constable. The library is readable. And finally, Bulls Medical Centre is, of course, curable. It's a 2-hour drive south of Bulls to Wellington, which has a really cool food, wine and art scene.
Welcome to Wellington, Windy City. Or as they call it, the coolest little capital in the world. So far, pretty cool, Jamie, hey? Very reminiscent of old tall ships pulling up, isn't it?
Even the pedestrian crossings are kind of cool. The cable car in Wellington's been running since 1902 and it's a short 5-minute journey to the top. We're at Zealandia, which is like a bird sanctuary come wildlife park.
It's official, we're twitchers. Just got over the dam, now there's a suspension bridge. Pretty suspenseful. No jumping. Also not somewhere you want to be in an earthquake. I wouldn't have thought. Remarkable, given that we are 10 minutes from the city. 10! Crazy.
I'd like to find a mower.
The bigger mower, James.
One that's significantly bigger than me, but they're extinct, unfortunately. Certainly a beautiful sanctuary. Well worth the drive, or take the cable car up and then get the courtesy electric bus. And then we're off to the South Island. Join us next week for
We're in Queenstown.
New Zealand's adventure capital.
Yeah, there's about a 100-metre drop.
Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and place a comment below.